Behar urges Democrats to yell, "You lie," at Trump's State of the Union immediately gets smacked down on air. By Rebecca DeCirio, Entertainment Politics for MadWorldNews.com. Joy Behar's hatred of President Donald Trump knows no bounds, and her utter contempt for the president was on blast during The View today. The obnoxious co-host went on an anti-Trump rant, which ended when she screamed at the audience, exposing her plan to sabotage the State of the Union address tonight, saying she wanted someone to yell, "You lie," at Trump. She was interrupted immediately by an epic smackdown as the audience looked on in shock. Once again, the hosts of The View have nothing better to do than whine about President Donald Trump. However, Joy Behar took it up a notch when Whoopi Goldberg brought up the State of the Union address. It seems every Trump hater is scared to death of this year's State of the Union speech. And it has to do with the president's many accomplishments that they don't want anyone to know about. Now, they're talking about the, if he read the FISA memo, that's why they said to disrupt it by saying "you lie." You get it? That's what they're trying to do with the illegals in the audience also. They have a backup plan. According to Raw Story, Big Mouth Bear started yelling about former President Barack Obama's address, where Representative Joe Wilson yelled out, "You lie." She went on a tirade screaming to the Republican Party, who is backing him up and collaborating in his law-breaking and his disgusting speeches. It matters. I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, does it matter or doesn't it matter? Anyway, let's just take a quick listen, because this is a 5-minute clip, just to get the gist of this. It's better than me reading it, if you're going to see it.
Or should I say, they're calling it the State of the Union. Yeah, because the tickets are called... Terrible. Come on, who doesn't read? Don't they read anything through before setting out?
I guess Trump wrote that himself. Look, it could have been worse. It could have been the State of the Covfefe.
This is true. So tonight's speech will cover, I guess, a whole bunch of stuff: infrastructure, immigration, terrorism. You know, anything you're looking for tonight?
Look, I think he's going to take a victory lap on the tax cuts. I think he's going to talk about all the businesses that are giving bonuses, and he's going to get an applause line for that. I think he's also going to talk about some victories regarding foreign policy. You know, he's going to say ISIS is on the run. He's going to have Neil Gorsuch, a new Supreme Court justice, sitting there, which is a victory for him. So he does have some things to tout. He does have some things to celebrate.
Well, mostly those were Obama policies, except for Neil Gorsuch.
Well, the tax policy, the tax reform, is a bill that just passed, is a Trump policy.
We'll see if it works. Go ahead.
But it's, in the short term, it's good headlines. We've seen good headlines coming out of the tax reform bill in the last month. I think the problem he has, and the question we have to ask each other, is, does it matter? Does it matter? Because we saw him give an address to Congress last year. We saw him... some people thought he became presidential at that moment. And then he's had 365 days of not being presidential.
That's right after.
Does it matter? Does it even matter anymore what he says?
Well, typically to the Republican Party, who is backing him up and collaborating in his law breaking and his disgusting speeches, it matters.
You know, Joy, I don't think it matters.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
I honestly think it doesn't matter to either side. If you are his, 35% of his base, no matter what he says or does, you're going to still support him. And if you are the rest of America, basically, no matter what he says or does, at this point, we no longer believe it.
But I do think people watch, I think a lot of people watch, and what I'm looking for is he going to stick to the teleprompter or go off script? And if he sticks to the teleprompter, we know that Stephen Miller is writing his speech, and he is the most biased, anti-immigrant person that writes these just disgusting, I think, speeches for Trump. He wrote them during the campaign. And I'm also looking to see who they bring as guests, because I think the guests that are brought by the president and others sort of highlights their policies. My understanding is he's bringing family members that have been killed by MS-13 gangs, and I understand that is tragic, but I'd like him to bring some dreamers out. If he's really serious about immigration policy, then I want to see families like Jorge Garcia that has been...
The Democrats are going to bring dreamers with them. He's not going to do that.
There's even some Republicans bringing
some Republicans.
You know what
I want? I want to hear somebody yell out, "You lie," just like they did to Obama. Do you remember that? Obama hardly ever lied, and they said, "You lie." This guy lies every day.
I don't want anybody yelling "you lie."
Oh,
I don't want, because it's no good if it doesn't matter who does it. It's bad. It's bad to do. It's, there has to be, look, we got 2-3 more years of whatever's left of this guy's tenure there.
Maybe 7.
I don't know.
Maybe 7 months.
I don't know, but in that time, I want some decorum returned to the office.
Yeah.
And I do. Well, but you can get it from the people around him, and if the people around him aren't giving it to them, then you got to change the people around him. But the one thing I do want to bring out about the truth about the economy, because I think it's kind of important, the economy hasn't actually dramatically changed. They want to give him credit for it, but it hasn't actually dramatically changed. It's grown steadily for the past 72 months. Okay, 72 months the economy has been growing. The stock market first hit record high territories, I'm sorry to bring it up, under Obama, because you remember, after Bush, Obama pulled this economy out of the toilet.
That's right.
And it went up and down and up and down. But let's not forget that this began before this man. He complained last year that 94 million Americans were out of the labor force. It's now 95.5. But you do know that some of them retired. There's a lot that goes in. You can't just spout these numbers without doing it. And the trade deficit, has increased.
But some of the Democrats are not showing up at this tonight. Right. Maxine Waters represented John Lewis, who we had on this show.
Yeah, a lot of folks.
Is that good? Do you think that's good?
I think all the Democrats should stay away.
You know what? It's a big deal, because the State of the Union is a lot of pomp and circumstance. It's respect for the institution. So I think that, and people like John Lewis take it very seriously. Yeah. So the fact that they're not showing up just shows you how unrepresented they feel. And I think they speak for a lot of Americans. They're representing Americans who feel unrepresented.
So now there's folks over here unrepresented, and then over there unrepresented. And at some point, we're all going to have to figure out if we're all Americans and how to work this crap out, because this isn't working for us. We'll be right back.
I'm surprised she actually said such a couple of good things. I was surprised with Whoopi. So Trump supporter rated on Twitter posted the views. Joy Behar wants someone to yell, "You lie," during State of the Union. Whoopi Goldberg pushes back. "You are so evil, you should be removed from TV. You have so many faults. Why are you on this show?" Wow. Wow, that was tough. So why is the show still on the air at all? Sure, it gives Trump supporters great fodder. All we have to do is point to The View as an example of the unhinged anti-Trump forces like Joy Behar, who got a proper smackdown on live TV, which makes today a good day. You can bet President Donald Trump will deliver an epic State of the Union address, which will just piss off Joy and the shrews on The View even more. But I did notice a pullback from Whoopi, actually. I did notice a pullback. They know they've lost, and that's what's going to be taking place. You're going to see a shift now in the media, because they know they've lost. They're still hanging on by a thread, but they know they're not doing it. The Democrats' message is not going to go over. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.